Hey garden friends, happy Monday. So I'm out here playing with air plants today, and I have two right here as you can see, and I'm going to take that big one out of the frame and show you this one. This is a Tillandsia andrina, and it's very silver with wispy thin leaves, super pretty. And I also have this big one right here, and though I don't know the name, it's just super silver and big, and this was gifted to me from Kimmy, and her IG account is Succulent Heaven 21. So she gave me this, and I displayed these air plants inside my home because, I mean, they don't attract any bugs. They're soilless. They don't need any soil to survive. And the cool thing about air plants is that they just need a nice brightly lit area to survive and a nice watering like every 2 weeks. The longest I've waited is a month. And how I water these beautiful plants is I fill my sink up just to where the base hits the water, and I let them soak like that for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And I do that about every 2 weeks because inside my home I do use the air and heat, so my air plants dry a lot faster than if they were living out in the wild maybe. So watering is very important. But I was at Barrows and Branches, and I found these awesome slabs of cork, which gave me the idea of mounting them onto these, mounting the plants onto these corks. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I've made a few. So this is Tillandsia stricta, I believe. And what I'm gonna show you how to do is this little attachment part right here that holds them into place. And I also made another one. Let me show you this one. This one is a bootsy, Tillandsia bootsy, and it's like a freckled bulb, really wild kind. And I thought that this slab was perfect for it since it has that little slit in the middle. It's fun because you can kind of work with the slab. Anyways, so what I do here, I also do it in the back to hang them. And if you're wondering how I hang them, I use, let's see, where is my little hook here? I use these type of hooks. They have adhesive glue in the back, so there's a sticker that you can just peel off. They work pretty well. And the reason why I'm so excited that I found this cork is because if I wanted to do this on driftwood, and let's say I found a piece of driftwood, maybe this big right here, it would be a lot heavier. So it gets a little tricky to hang like really heavy things on your walls. But the cork is like still pretty solid, yet it doesn't weigh like anything. I mean, this one right here, I weighed this one, and this is 6 ounces. So it's not even a pound. So let me get right to it, guys. I'm gonna show you how to build that little hook, and it's really simple. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, and by the way, I've already created the back part, and I recommend that you do that first before doing the front one. So I'm gonna choose, this side up. And since there's a little slit here, I kind of just want to nestle this big one like right there where it actually just fits right in there. There's actually a little hole where it can actually just sit on. And I want to put this one right here. So let's see how that works. Since it's a big piece of cork, I want to incorporate two plants instead of one. So let's see if I can pull it off. So I'll show you. So this DIY doesn't take a lot of materials, and that's the other fun part about it. I use screw eyes, and the small ones I'm going to use 4 because I have 2 plants and they each need 2 hooks. And I have this wire here, and this is just enough. You don't use a lot of wire. And I have scissors. And this wire is thin enough where I can just cut it with regular scissors. Another good thing about this. So I'm gonna grab this air plant and I'm gonna nestle it in there where I want it to go. I think that'll be good right there. And let's see, and I want to hook it like right over here. So right where it starts to get a little heavy. So not the widest part of the air plant up there, but over here. So I want to hook it like right there, and I think that'll hold it into place. So the first thing that I do is I just eyeball it. And all you do with these little eye screws is you press them in, twist them, and they do the rest. They literally screw right into the wood. I was a little skeptical about these little screws, but they're so awesome. They go right in and they don't come out anymore. And if you do want to take them out, they're not like nails where you have to like kind of pull them out. You just twist them the opposite way and they come right off. So I'm going to secure that one right there. I'm going to grab another screw eye and just kind of make my way across, also eyeballing it. And I'm going to press my little screw into there and start to twist. And that's pretty straight. You know, I'm not going to be too picky about how straight it is. I'm going to screw it on, and you can feel when it is tightly screwed in there. So right there, and now what I'm going to do is grab my wire. I'm going to give myself some slack so I can be able to twist this in there. And I'm going to choose to cut it right here. Just in case I make a mistake, I can cut it and start all over again. Okay, and this is a really, like I said, a very easy project. There is nothing fancy. If you don't want to do this with your fingers, like bending the wire, I recommend you use pliers. It would be a lot easier, I think. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick it right through. I'm gonna twist it around the screw eye and just work my way all the way around the circle. And it hurts just a little when you do it with your hands. And I also use a little help for my scissor, but I don't recommend you doing that. That is a bit dangerous. So work with pliers if you don't want to hurt your fingers, or if you know, take care of your hands, you probably don't want to do this either. I don't go to the nail shop, so I can care less. So I'm gonna make sure that it fits right in there. And I'm gonna put the other side to the wire inside that eye, and I'm gonna bring it up here with my scissor because I can't grab that wire. I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna be nestled in there because I do want it to be nice and tight in there. So I'm gonna kind of give it a little lift and it's gonna fit right in there. Okay, so I just make sure that it's gonna fit before I start to completely bend this wire into the screw, or around the screw, I should say. And now I'm just gonna kind of straighten it out a little. And that's my first one. So that's the first one that I'm gonna make. And it's really that simple. So I'm just gonna make sure, gonna nestle it in there. And don't do what I just did. Okay, and I just wanna make sure it's not gonna fall. So if it's hanging, it's not gonna fall. See? It's not going anywhere, so there's no glue involved. You don't have to use glue. I know that some people glue their air plants to, you know, whatever they're using. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this right here, and I'm gonna work with the cork again. I'm gonna kind of, maybe at the bottom, but this one, the roots come right at the base, so maybe sticking out like that. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, should it be a little higher? Maybe not, maybe right there. Okay, so now another screw eye, and I'm gonna eyeball it, press it in and start to twist. Grab that air plant again, grab my other screw eye, and I'm just gonna press on it and start to twist. I'm gonna grab my wire, measure it up a bit, give myself some slack right there. Feed it through the circle there. Bend it at the end and make my way around. And I use my scissor. I would use pliers, but my pliers are like really big ones and they're heavy, so it's not the best tool for this. But my scissor works good, but like I said, I don't recommend you using the scissor like I am. Don't want you to get hurt. Okay, so this is a little more tricky because I'm gonna kind of like nestle it into there and I don't want to destroy the poor plant. So it's gonna like hang a bit off. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna get right to it. And if you are curious enough to try this DIY, you know, you'll figure out ways to do it on your own, and maybe your way will be better, or maybe you already know a better way and you can tell me how. Okay. So let's see. How will I nestle this one? So I'm just gonna feed some of those leaves through. And I think that's good. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna feed my other one through, my little hook there. Nestle it through, make it nice and tight. And there I have it. My little slab of cork with my air plants. So even though it's very easy to pop these out to water them, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep my air plants on this board and spray them. That's how I'm gonna water them. So every other day I'm gonna come by and I'm gonna give them a nice spray of water with my spray bottle, because I eventually want these plants to anchor themselves with their roots onto this board. I want to experiment with that with these plants, because they say it can take up to years for that to happen, but I'm willing to wait. So I'm just going to spray them every other day with water, make sure that they get a nice soak, and place them in a brightly lit area. So I have a bright wall right by my window. So no direct sunlight, but bright enough for them to absorb that sunshine so they can grow nice and healthy. Well guys, I'm all done with this project. Really simple, and you can really decorate your house with these beautiful plants, and there's so many to collect from, so it makes it even more fun. And no bugs whatsoever. They don't attract any bugs. Super easy to take care of. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something new. Bye. Until next time.